guys, so we're going on a hike here at Union Creek Falls. We went up past the falls, deeper onto the trail and into the wilderness. And as you've seen by some of the other footage and what you can see behind me, there was a couple years ago a pretty significant fire that came through here. And I want to talk a little bit about just fire ecology and forest ecology with fires. And so one of the fascinating things is over the last 100 years or so, maybe more, we took more control to put out fires, and we kind of eliminated in a lot of areas the natural role that fire played in the environment. And what that ended up doing over time was creating larger fuel stores for fire to burn, and it created a different habitat. And when fire has been coming through now, I'm sure you've heard the stories and seen footage of fires in the Pacific Northwest and how devastating they are. This is part of that devastation right here. And you know, you go back a few hundred years and fires would just appear in wildernesses periodically over 10, 20, 30 years as a natural part of the ecosystem. And it played a role in maintaining populations of different plant species, of keeping in check different bug species like bark beetles, and also resupplying carbon and nitrogen and other nutrients into the soil. And so what you're seeing here is basically the entire ecosystem here being given a giant reset. And as we've come to learn more about the role of fire in forest ecology, we've started to take a different approach. And so here, it kind of almost gives this whole area and our own perception of fire to get a big reset. Now, we actually would really love to keep going and keep hiking down here, but we're going to turn around because you may also notice there's a bunch of really tall, dead, standing trees, and the wind is starting to pick up. And so to make sure we don't get pounded into the ground like Wile E. Coyote, we're going to go back to where things aren't dead and shoot a video down there. Here's one of those perfect examples of the importance of good situational awareness when in the woods. Wind blowing, broken snag, burnt out, hanging directly over the trail. In fact, there's a couple of them. And so that's one of your purposes for turning around and just being aware of your surroundings at all times. Here's a perfect little example of fire ecology at work. Different plants adapt to different circumstances. And so what we see here is a plant that has been killed completely on the top by a fire. It looks like it might be a chokecherry or service berry. Anyone check the ID? That'd be awesome. Down in the comments. But here are the upper parts of the plant dead, burnt to a crisp, gonzo. But the roots down beneath were perfectly fine. They survived the fire, and down from the base of where the previous stalks of the plant were dead, here rise the new shoots of the plant filled with the extra nutrients provided to the soil by the fire, and it begins once again. And this is how the ecosystem manages all of its very challenges. Just one of those awesome examples of adaptation and evolution.